Hey, everybody. We are here live. You don't want to miss this interview with my dear little sister. I call her my little sister, Suki J, because many of you have been asking me about plant-based. As you're hopping on, go ahead and say hello. I see you hopping on. Thanks for joining us tonight. And this is live, y'all. You don't want to miss it. So let me just start off by saying, I met Suki through an interview that she was doing about being plant-based and her results and all the things. And I just said, I've got to know her more. I need to know more about her story. And so I slipped into her DMs on Instagram. And y'all, when I tell you, we've been going back and forth ever since. And this is just an incredible story about the benefits of what going plant-based really is. And for people like us that look like us, I've been sharing about why are we talking about the health benefits of going plant-based and how do you actually do that. So this is J Bell with Plantastic Living and Living Well with Jennifer Bell. I'm so happy that you are here with us tonight and to join us in this conversation. Again, we are promoting health and wealth through plant-based nutrition and knowing that you have two examples here of the power of going plant-based. So with that being said, I want Suki to introduce herself and we're going to jump into her story and go ahead and drop your questions below. We'll be sure to answer them. And I'm just excited to have you here, Suki. Welcome.
Thank you. We did it. We here. We live. Hi, everybody. I'm Suki J. I'm so excited to be here. Jennifer Bell is an amazing soul. Like she said, she met me on the internet and we connected right away. We have similar backgrounds, how we were raised and grew up, and it's just been on since then. I am a 45-year-old single mother of two teenage young men, 14 and 17. I have a story. I have testimonies just from in all areas of life. I'm a health and wellness advocate, and plant-based living has completely transformed my life in so many ways and helped me heal and reverse so many conditions. And now, just like J Bell, I am on a mission to educate as many people as possible on the benefits of plant-based living. It's too good to just sit on it. We got to spread the word.
You have to. And it's the more that you know. I think a lot of times it's just that we don't know. When you hear the word plant-based, you think salads, rabbit food, boring food.
Starving,
right? All the things. And especially if you're on a weight loss journey, we all know. If you don't know, everything starts in your gut, y'all. It really does. And so when you learn how to eat well, that's my little tagline, so you can live well, I'm telling you, it changes your life. So let's just start. Why did you go plant-based? How did you hear about plant-based?
Well, let me tell you, plant-based was nowhere on my radar. I wasn't raised in a household where anybody was anywhere near plant-based. Okay. I grew up eating meat just like everybody else, standard American diet, same type of thing. I lost my mother early in life. She passed away when she was 47 years old from a heart attack. Even then, it wasn't on the radar. No one was really like that. I don't remember her ever worried about what she was eating or working out or anything like that. She had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the things that we're told are passed from generation to generation. And we just sit there and accept it like this is a stamp. Well, my grandma had it, my mama had it, so now I'm gonna have it. Now we know better, right? So I went on through life and I ended up becoming a single mother, to just kind of speed the story up. And this was in 2015. And becoming a single mother was it was a big adjustment. And I picked up 45 pounds in a few months, trying to figure out, we're running through drive-throughs, whatever's the easiest. And I needed to get the weight off because I didn't realize it snuck up on me. And I was like, whoa, So I had a childhood friend who was a coach and I started working with her. This was in 2017 when I finally got serious. And I got on meal plans, worked out, all of the things. And I ended up losing 61 pounds. I mean, I lost it. I lost 20 in the first month, 10 in the second month, 10 in the third month. And then the rest over like 6 months, I was down 61 pounds. And I was eating meat then. So still, plant-based was not on the radar. However, I will say in some of the meal plans, this was the first time ever in my entire life that I knew I could eat meals without meat. Because up until then, every single meal we program has meat. Well, on these meal plans, some days would say fruit only. Some days would say veggies only. Some days would say 12-hour intermittent fast. I didn't know about that till then either. So I started picking up all this knowledge of like, wow. So yeah, on the days I wasn't eating meat, I'm like, oh wow, I'm not dying because I didn't have meat today. So that was the first little like peek into that. It still wasn't nothing I ever thought I'd do. And then I have an older sister who was having issues with her gut. Like she has some IBS and stuff like that. So she started down the road. She called it veganish because she basically cut out all meat. She would have a little fish and stuff here and there. But that's when I was like, And I started seeing the benefits for her. She started feeling better. Her gut was healing, things like that. And so I told her, I even said it out my mouth. I think I have it on a video. I said, oh, that's nice. I can see myself doing that like down the line. I'm thinking probably 50s, 60s. I'm 45. And then the pandemic happened, and I started with all these health issues that I didn't have previously, because when I lost the weight, I kept it off for 2 years. I stayed healthy all the way through to the beginning of the pandemic, eating healthy, working out regularly. Nothing was wrong. But in the pandemic, it all went downhill. And that's when I started eating. I'm in the house, shut down in the house, eating bad, drinking a whole bunch of alcohol, not working out. And I gained 45, 50 pounds. And let me tell you, I ended up with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, glucose went up, thyroid got off. I broke out I had a whole rash covering 85% of my body that later I found out was psoriasis, and arthritis in my knees, inflammation, having to wear compression socks. I mean, my body went crazy. Okay. Wow. And then that's when I said, so I saw various doctors for all these different issues. They didn't ask me, what are you eating? What are you drinking? Nothing like that. It was medicine pills, light therapy, ointments, creams, all that. And then I said, I got to get a handle on this. I was they put me on prednisone too, 3 different times. So I got really, really big, swollen.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, I got to start. I know what to do. I did it in 2017. So let's go. Let's get the weight and stuff off. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Started trying to do it. Wasn't working. And then finally I said, I got to try to do something different this time. And I just really started peeling away layers. That's the best way I can explain it. If you're like, I was at a rock bottom, I would say, and I didn't know what to do to get back. I was just like in this hole. And then I'm like, okay, let me just start peeling the layers off. So I started cutting off certain things I used to watch. I stopped drinking alcohol. I started feeding myself. So this was a all around job. It was not just the weight.
Yeah.
At this point, I wouldn't even think about no pounds. I just said, I want to stop feeling miserable.
That's hard.
Yes. I wasn't thinking about the weight. I was like, I got to get back feeling, I got all these health issues. What is happening? And then I started on YouTube. That's how I found Kamaria, the one I was on her show, because I was doing 30 days, no alcohol, and 30 days of like intention. And she had did a 30-day raw vegan. And then G Bryant, who I had followed previously, I was starting to come across his videos about raw vegan. And that's why I was like, I could never do that. And I was like, but for some reason I kept sticking to it. I kept listening. Then I started, so since I wasn't drinking alcohol at night or things like where I would normally have wine, I was cooking. And then I started watching cooking on YouTube, like plant-based cooking. So that was when it really started. Cause then Shakayla, I think she's using her real name now, but her channel was called Sweet Greens Vegan. But I believe she just goes by her name now, Shakayla. And she was having these amazing recipes. Of all this, and tell me, because I know I'm just talking. But she had these amazing recipes, and then I would still be cooking meat. That was the funny part. I was still cooking meat, but I was watching the plant-based recipes. Wow. And what Kamaria pinpointed in our interview was it was getting in me, even without me even realizing it. And then I started saying, wow, like you said, it's not just salads, it's not just rabbit food, it's not starving, it's gourmet meals. They just don't have meat.
It really is gourmet. You don't find this on every corner, you would find it in a restaurant. You don't find it at your fast food restaurants and things of that nature. It really is a gourmet meal. And it's a culinary creation that has a plethora of different varieties. It's just so many more choices. plant-based. So go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
And that's when I started being intrigued. And then I found a video about psoriasis, and the lady who had psoriasis said she had tried all these different diets, or different eating forms, from Atkins to keto to whatever. And she finally landed on plant-based, and that was helped her with her psoriasis. So basically I was just like ping, 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 like picking up little pieces of information and storing it. And then I started playing around with it. So I'm like, okay, I started doing like taking a meat away from like one meal a day. So it was a gradual thing.
So that's where I want to go. Because some people say, well, okay, I want to do this. Where do you start? I always advise people, don't go cold turkey. It's not
no.
Work.
Some people have done it though. Some people do it and that works for them. So I never say I say if that works for you, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah.
You talk to people that look like me. The majority is like, I can't live without meat. Meat
is
like, where am I getting?
And it's mental. And I forgot to say that in the beginning. The mindset, like make up in your mind that you're going to do something for you to change it. And it may look completely outside of what you're used to, but once your brain is a powerful thing, and once that clicks in, you can do anything.
You can.
So
you said start off slow. I
started off slow. I said, okay, let me just take one meal a day and take the meat out of it. And then I was like, okay, let's do a whole day, because I've done that before. So I did a whole day. Then I would go back to eat meat. And then it was like, so this all started toward the end of 2022. It was August, because just to put a time frame on it, I started playing around with it in like September of 2022. So then I did 48 hours. So 2 days in September. And that's what really, I think, really clicked. After 2 days, I felt a marked difference. I was like, what? Why do I feel like I feel light? Like I'm floating. What is this? This is different. Still went back to meat. October 2022, I said, okay, I'm going to do 7 days, because I never stopped. Every day I'm listening to YouTube, watching something. So I kept building. So I felt like I was ready to take on a week. So I took on a week in October, and that was intimidating. I'm not going to lie. It was intimidating. I started kind of like freak out a little bit, because I'm like, what am I going to eat? Oh no. Like, I remember the first night when I came home, like I did good during the day, but I came home, I'm like, what am I going to eat for dinner? Like, and then I'm making my boys this, like, what am I going to eat? And it was kind of weird. And then I also felt the need to like fill up. So I was kind of eating more bread and kind of too much beans and stuff. So I remember that week like I felt good, but then I felt bloated, and I was just like, I don't know, like combination. Yeah, because my stomach probably was like, what was happening? So then I went back to meat. And then it was a few more times that I did 48 hours. So now we're to December of 2022. So it's only been what's that? 3 months? 3 months. And I was watching a podcast, Anthony O'Neill with Dr. Bobby Price. And Dr. Bobby Price is all about plants. He's all on YouTube.
Education over medication.
Over medication, baby.
I got his book right here.
Yes, you got his book?
I do. Right here. And this is what changed my life.
Yeah, this is that's his book right there. I haven't read his book. All it took was like, he was on the podcast, and Anthony O'Neill was eating meat, because it was so funny, because he was breaking down, because at that point I'm just eating chicken, fish, and turkey. But by the time I got done watching that podcast, he had me grossed out on all of it, right? And then Anthony was like, man, I don't know, man, I'm finna get off this show. I'm still finna eat my chicken. And I was just like, So I was sweeping the floor, and I was like listening to it, and it did something. And I believe it was a combination of everything, right? So I went to bed that night. I woke up the next day, and it was still messing with me. And I said, let's do another 7 days, because that podcast got me messed up. Let's go. So December 8th. So we only looking at 3 months. I said, let's do another 7 days. Okay. This time I got to the end of them 7 days, and baby, I wasn't feeling bloated, and I was feeling amazing. Mm-hmm. And I started on all my social media. I remember I said, y'all, I'm on day 8 now. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going. Do you guys know that today is February 22nd, 2024? And guess what? I never stopped from that day. I woke up December 8th to do 7 days. I'm at 1 year and 2 months. Ain't never looked back. Mic drop.
Seriously, it is a mic drop, because people believe and think there's no way I'll be able to do this. But okay, so you've done it for 1 year now.
Yeah.
Obviously, along the way. Now, let's talk about the health benefits, because you said before you were all these things were
Yeah.
happening after you had lost the weight, gain it back,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like I got high blood pressure, I got all
Yes.
these things happening.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell us what happened after you went totally plant-based.
Well, I only started December 8th. By the time I went to my doctor December 30th, the same month, she came in because I saw her in August. Y'all, my blood pressure was up. So she told me that if I didn't get it together, I was gonna have to get on medication, is what she told me. So I didn't so I was eating healthy. Oh, that's my little computer. I was eating healthy, but I didn't stop to drop the meat until December. So it's probably maybe 3 weeks worth of no meat. I went in there on the 30th. My blood pressure was down. She came in the office and she said, I was ready to put you on medication today. And then I told her everything I had been doing. And she said, you don't have to be on it. She said, what we're going to do is, she said, because I was going to put you on it and let you work yourself off, but you don't have to get on it at all. I will recheck you in March. And as long as your numbers and stuff are good, you're good. I looked at her, I said, oh, you don't have to worry about March because I'm not stopping. I knew then. So that was one thing. So the blood pressure went down. Everything I got, she ordered my blood work. Thyroid was back in range. Blood sugar went down. Cholesterol went down. All my inflammation, my weight was, so by then I think I was down 40 pounds. So y'all know, we talking about everything else. The weight was in the background. I wasn't even thinking about it. By the time I kept going all the way till midway through last year, I'm down a total of 68 pounds, way more than I even gained in the pandemic, all as a result of completely changing my lifestyle. And this time around, now I'm not saying I love exercise, but this time around, because of my schedule and stuff, I haven't been able to exercise as much. When I lost weight in 2017, she had me on 4 to 5 days a week, and she wanted me burning like 1,000 calories every workout. This time around, it's the eating. It is the way I am eating. I can go. I remember when I used to the other way. If I went a weekend and I didn't work out, but I was eating whatever, I pick up 4 or 5 pounds over a weekend. It'll be 2-3 weeks, y'all. I will go. I have been this same way I am right now since July last year, and I work out maybe once or twice a week. But I'm about to get that back because I want to, be toned and stuff. But
and just to put a pin right there, people think you can out exercise a bad diet.
You can't. You can't.
You cannot. And the one thing about when you concentrate on losing weight instead of getting healthy first, then you have this false sense of, I didn't lost the weight, I'm in this size or whatever. And as soon as you go back to eating whatever, it just comes on like with a vengeance. So I've been in that cycle.
Yeah.
But when you look long term and how do you sustain a healthy lifestyle using plant-based food? And y'all, here's the deal. We didn't go into the different what plant-based really is. I always want to encourage you, just eat more plants. Don't worry about being vegan. Don't worry about being vegetarian. Don't worry about being pescatarian. Just eat more plants. When you do, you stay satiated longer. And then when you start to play around, like she said, y'all, now let me just say, we're going to have to do some work.
Yeah, you got to. You got to put in the work.
You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Figure out what's going to work for you. If you like, for instance, we used to like Salisbury steaks. Well, I found a way to veganize that, if you will, and still enjoy the foods. And when I make my gravy, I don't use white flour. I use almond flour. You can figure those things out. It's all on YouTube.
Yeah.
But you have to have a mindset. I'm glad you said that, because if you're not ready to change is not coming your way. And you can pray about it. You can think about it. You can wish about it. You can write about it. But until you make a decision that you're going to do something, take action. As my husband says, stop admiring the problem and take action.
Yeah.
You have to do it. Now, y'all, it's not going to happen overnight. Not if you want it to be sustainable. So you may do a 30-day fruit and vegetables only. What's going to happen when you go back to meat if you haven't disciplined yourself to understand the reason why you're doing it in the first place? Versus, I'm trying to get to a size, I'm trying to fit into these skinny jeans or whatever. All will happen when you concentrate on eating healthy. And I like how you talk about the holistic approach. You still got to move. I walk.
Yeah. Oh, you need to. You need to. And it's so much benefit. Yeah.
Sleep.
Sleep. I know, right? And I forgot one major thing too. I gotta interject when you give me a minute. I forgot another health thing that it reversed.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, seriously.
Because I know your target audience, is women, older women, in that.
Yep.
So if you're a woman that's still having cycles, which I am, I'm 45. My cycle had got so horrible because of the way I had trashed my body in the pandemic that it was like going super, super long, super heavy, really bad cramps, to where I met with my gynecologist and we were discussing hysterectomy. It was that bad that we were about to go down that road because I was miserable. I was having to I would go to show up at work. They would have to send me home. I could barely sit at my desk. I was in so much pain. And then with all this, I'm telling you, by the time I hit January, February, probably before then, because I did the interview with Kamaria in January. So not even a full month, I was already seeing benefits in my cycle. My cramps were like almost non-existent, shorter, lighter, all that from changing my diet. And also, with you hit it on the head too. There's different variations because plant-based can have a lot of meanings. My specific version is I have had no meat or fish at all for the year and 2 months. And then starting like March last year, I really start cutting the dairy as well. Like I never saw myself going there either, but like Jennifer said, as you go down and you learn more and more, and then you see there's some adverse effects from dairy and things as well. You just start like, why do it halfway? If I'm all the way here, I might as well get the best benefits of it, So that is something that I just wanted to interject was I forgot about the cycle. And then too, like the sleep, they were telling me that the first time they were like, you got to start getting more sleep. I'm a single mother. I was getting 4.5 hours a night and feeling okay. I was used to running off of that little sleep. They said, you got to get more sleep because sleep will affect your weight loss. It affects your hormones. It affects you eating bad the next day. All of that.
All of it.
Yep, I start getting my sleep up.
It's a holistic approach. And I will tell you this, anybody that's thinking about even changing one thing, you have to plan.
Yep.
You have to plan. And if you're at the point now, like I said, Suki, she's been doing this over a year, so she's got it. She knows how to go through a drive-through and pick what she needs and still stay on her plan. If you're not there yet, and those McDonald's greasy fries or, that Taco Bell nacho salad or whatever it is calling you and you can't order, then you need to plan. Yeah. My whole thing is about prepping and planning and prepping, because if you have foods readily available, now I do a thing too about your zones in your kitchen. How do you go and just do all those things and get it out of the way? Even for our children, I have an 8-year-old goddaughter who, when she comes here, she knows we're making vegan chocolate chip cookies. She absolutely loves them. So, a child will tell you the truth. Jima, that don't taste good. Or whatever. But you find ways, but you have to plan. It takes research. And I love recipes. I love Tabitha Brown. I've got a couple other of our IG friends that have cookbooks. I bought their cookbooks, and you just have to play around with it, right? It's all in the planning. So when you talk about start with going one meal a day. I always say breakfast is pretty much the easiest one. Make it totally plant-based. Make a smoothie, make a whatever, right?
Oatmeal, fruit bowl.
And some of us are already eating mostly plant-based. Yeah. Because at dinner time, now you're just adding some meat.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage people as we continue, because we could, you and I can talk all day.
I know we got a whole bunch more. This ain't nothing. This is just the beginning.
It may be a monthly thing, because I want you guys to drop your questions, because so many people are looking for, there is no holy grail. There's no nothing. You have to make a decision, first of all, that you want to live better. And for me being 57, I'm postmenopausal
and representing.
I have shown y'all that when I truly focus on my plant-based, that bloat is gone, seriously. And I'm focusing on making sure I don't lose muscle. So that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But the point of the matter is, no matter where you are in your age range, you've got to take care of this body. Y'all, we only get one on this side. Yeah. And you have things you want to do. If you're still in corporate America, or if you're a business owner, or you're online, whatever it is, you're doing it in this body. When one of those things go lacking, I talk about the holistic approach, your mindset, your physical body, your spiritual, whatever that is for you, it has to be in sync so that you can show up as your best self. Yeah. That's the part. So when you don't get enough sleep, somebody's going to know. Your family, you're snapping at people, or everything's getting on your nerves, or whatever the case may be. But we want to share with you guys, as I think we're going to be doing some series, I just feel it, of how just the different steps. If you're truly interested, well, how do I do it? I really want to eat better. I don't know what that means. All I think about is salads. I don't know how to make a meal to where I'm going to be satiated. How do I make it taste good? I mean, Suki cooks pretty much every night when she's home. I mean,
and my boys still eat meat, so it's feasible. Even as a single mother, I'm making this work. It's that important to me.
Mm-hmm. But you got to have the mindset. That's number one. So here's what I want y'all to do. First of all, Suki, this is gonna continue. Let everyone know where they can find you, because I want you guys go and follow her. I'm telling you,
follow
her. Suki J. Her name is very unique.
Chantel, come on.
Yeah. I think that's her IG name, just Suki J.
I'll tell them. Okay, on Facebook, I'm Suki J, like it shows on the screen. Yeah. I'm silly, y'all, by the way. And then on Instagram, it says Suki J, but you'll find me like at Miss Suki 1. So I don't know. Am I able to tap?
We will drop it. No, because it won't show here. We would. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Maybe I can. At Suki J.
At Miss Suki 1 is on Instagram.
Okay, Miss Suki.
So MSSUKI 1.
Okay, that's your Instagram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then YouTube is Suki J.
Okay. Just your name on YouTube.
And I'm really trying to build my YouTube, guys, and get information out there too. I've been intentional with it this year because, like Jennifer says, we're trying to
help
share the wealth of knowledge.
I'm really after our Black women, to be quite honest, because we have a higher risk of having a heart disease, having stroke. If you have any one or two of these things, the things that she talked about, high cholesterol, low good cholesterol, high triglycerides, high blood pressure, a large
thyroid, a lot of us, yes.
Things. And then you put menopause, postmenopause, and lack of movement and bad healthy. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have to be.
It don't have to be. You don't have to be on a whole bunch of pills.
That's what I'm saying. And y'all know my story. I am getting off of blood pressure medication. Unlike Suki, when I went to the doctor at 25, that's the only thing they told me. You got to be on blood pressure medication.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, back then, Mama and them was, Grandma and them was.
Yep, exactly.
I thought it's just almost like a rite of passage, so to speak.
Yeah.
But after 33 years,
come
on now, something ain't happening. And it's so funny because tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, just a checkup. And she was, when I got the weight off and I went plant-based, because of my blood pressure was 216 over 109. And when I came back to see her, she was like, what did you do? Stroke level, y'all.
That's insane.
Never lie about that. December 19th, I will never forget it.
That's my son's birthday.
I have to, oh really?
My oldest son.
Because
see, look at that.
This medication, all they want to do is keep giving me more and more and more. And I want to challenge you guys. Go to your doctor, especially if you're, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get healthy, you're on medications or whatever, and ask them, is there a dietitian or a nutritionist that they can refer you to try to do this a more natural, holistic way? Can I reverse my chronic illnesses through food? I'm going to tell you, yes, this is one of the very first books that I read, and it changed my life. And guess what? He was not overweight. He had a high blood pressure problem.
Yep, since he was 16.
And he went, and he's a pharmacist, so a whole nother.
So he's been on both sides.
Big Pharma, Big Pharma is a whole nother conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He found a way. Why are some of our Asian brothers and sisters living longer, stronger, able to do things, and we're not? It's because of our sad diet over here.
Mm-hmm. Sad, baby, just like it sounds.
So it really is. Isn't that ironic that it?
Yeah, it spells out the word sad, because it is.
Because we in America, I do know this. We like our foods. I call it the 3 F's: fast, frozen, and fried.
Yep.
And that's what's killing us. Our food is killing us. Oh my gosh. I don't want this to be too long. I know we're going to have a part 2, but go ahead and drop your questions as you are watching this. #replay, because I know a lot of people are not on, but we are going to set up to where we can talk about this and just be open and honest with our own stories. Because again, that's the other thing. Look at her skin, glowing.
Girl, stop. Thank you.
I'm just saying. Seriously, hardly any makeup. That's what.
None, but eyeliner and lipstick.
Seriously. And I know she got her water next to her too. You always gonna have water.
All day.
This is the key. It really is, y'all. So we're gonna be talking more. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight.
Thank you all.
We're gonna see how we can continue this, but definitely drop your questions. And then we're gonna see about coming back, especially in March, because I do every Monday in March. It's Meatless Monday. Go meatless one day, and it's really easy. We're going to be sharing some tips and some things like that. So thank you for being here, Suki. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop comments below. Go follow her, email her, all the things.
All the things.
Subscribe to her YouTube channel. It's y'all, her story, her oh my gosh, it's just so much I want to say about her and the things that she's doing with her no alcohol and just
yes, I'm on that journey now. Day 53.
Trying to tell you, y'all, we can live this healthy lifestyle and enjoy our lives. This is not torture. This is not punishment. This is us making sure that we have the quality of life that we want to live.
Yeah. Don't look at it as punishment. It's what we're doing good for ourselves.
We are. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed night, and we will check back in with you guys next time. Until then, remember to eat well so that you can live well. Bye for now.
Bye.